Hi students, welcome in chemistry classes. We are studying about quantum mechanics, and in this video we have to see some key points of the particle in 1D, 2D and 3D box. This is a very important topic from the point of view of the exams because several numericals are asked frequently from this topic, okay? And about the particle in 1D box and 3D box, I have already made two videos. You can see our videos of particle in 1D box and particle in 3D box. I have made the whole description, whole derivation I have done there, and I have already told you about the degeneracy also. Okay, so for more details you can watch that videos. I will give you the links in the description box, and here I am giving you the key points. It means the important points, which things you have to remember if you are studying for the NET or the GATE exam. Okay, so firstly see here the 1D box. I have already told you about this in my previous video. So you can see there that if a particle is confined in a box of one dimension, then its motion are translational motion. Similarly for a particle in 2D and 3D box, all of these are the example of the translational motion. So firstly in the case of 1D box, this is the x-axis, okay, and particle is confined to move in the x direction, and here these are the walls and this is the length from 0 to L. It means the length of the box is L, and at the walls and outside the walls the potential energy is infinity, while inside the box the potential energy is equal to 0. Okay, so now we are not going in the derivation. For derivation you can see our previous lecture. Here what thing you have to remember, that the wave function for the 1D box, particle in 1D box is this: psi is equal to a sine n pi upon L x. This is unnormalized. Okay, if you find out the value of a, I have already told you how to find out the value of normalization constant. So if you find out, this will be equal to a is equal to root of 2 upon L. This is the normalization constant. So if we put its value, what is our normalized wave function? That will be equal to 2 upon L, root 2 upon L sine n pi upon L x. This is the wave function that you have to remember always, okay? Because if you are doing any of the numerical, if you have to find out average value, then you have to write down it, okay? So in every case you have to learn this, okay? For the normalization constant also you should learn it, right? So this is one formula, and then comes to the energy. What is the energy? The energy of a particle in 1D box is given by n square h square upon 8 ml square. Here L is the length of the box, m is the mass of the particle, h we know is the Planck's constant, and n is here the quantum number. It is called the any integral value. It may be have the value from 1, 2, 3 and so on. These are called the quantum numbers, right? So we can say that the energy is not continuous. Energy is in the quantized form. Okay, so it will change with the quantum number when the value of n is equal to 1. It means when we are seeing for the ground state. What will be the energy? The energy will be equal to, we have to put here 1 square, h square upon 8 ml square, so it will be equal to h square upon 8 ml square, right? So we can see here that even in the ground state, the particle has not zero energy. The particle has a little amount of energy. That is called the 0 point energy. So if you have asked to find out the 0 point energy, then you have to, in this way, you should write this formula, okay? Similarly, if we have to find out the energy for the first excited state. For first excited state, the value of n will be equal to 2, right? This is for first excited state. Then what will be the value of energy? Put here 2 square will be 4, So it will be equal to 4h square upon 8 ml square, right? Similarly, if the value of n is equal to 3, it means for the second excited state, then what will be the energy value? It will be equal to 3 square, it means 9h square upon 8 ml square, in this way, right? So the difference between the two successive levels, if we have to give the difference between two successive levels, that means the energy difference between two successive levels, del E, it means higher level and the one below level. En plus 1 minus En will be equal to 2n plus 1 h square upon 8 ml square. Now you can see from here, this energy difference is inversely proportional to this L and M. It means as the length of the box increases, this energy difference will decrease, and as the mass of the particle increases, then also the difference between two levels will decrease. Okay. Next thing that we have to find out is the probability. Another question that may be asked to you is the probability. We have to find out the probability, and we know what is the formula for it. The formula is integration of psi star ditto. So we can write here just the formulas. So we know the formula is root 2 by L sine n pi x upon L. This is the formula for psi. So we have to put here this and again this, because there is no iota term. So the psi and psi star will be same, and then dx, right? So it will be equal to, in this way, sine square n pi upon L x dx. Now you can put here the values and you can find out the probability. Okay. Next thing is, what is the relationship between the L and the wavelength? This we should know. One numerical may be asked from this. Okay. So first thing, remember, we know that the energy is also given by this formula, half mv square, and we can write it in this way, p square upon 2m we can write. And from the de Broglie relationship, we know that p is equal to h upon lambda, so we can put here, right, in this way, right? And in the case of the 1D box, we know the energy is given by n square h square upon 8 ml square. Now we can equate this with it. It means in this way, h square upon 2m lambda square, right? This will cancel out, this will cancel out, in this way. So what is the remaining things? The remaining thing is 1 upon lambda square will be equal to n square upon 4l square, right? So we can write L is equal to n lambda upon 2. This is the another relationship that you should remember. You don't need any derivation, you should learn the formulas, because whole the questions are the numerical based. Okay. So this is the another formula. It means L is equal to n lambda by 2. What is meant of it? It means the length of the box is an integral multiple of the half wavelength. Alright, now we have to see the wave function plot and the probability density plots. Why? Because we know that outside the box, I have already told you in the video of 1D box, that the potential energy outside the box is infinity. So the probability of finding a particle outside the box is 0. It means the value of wave function outside the box will be equal to 0. But inside the box also, there are some points where the value of psi is equal to 0. It means psi is not always positive at all the points inside the box. Sometimes it is also equal to 0, and these points are called the nodes, and the number of nodes will be equal to n minus 1. It means if n's value is 2, then the number of nodes will be equal to 1, right? So we have to plot here a graph, and here at this axis we have to write the number of quantum number. It means when suppose value of n here, when the value of n is equal to 1, what will be the energy? Energy will be equal to h square upon 8 ml square, right? So now see here, this is the wave function plot. Okay, so when the value of this energy is h square upon 8 ml square, n is equal to 1, now the number of nodes will be n minus 1. It means 1 minus 1 will be equal to 0. So this plot will not have any node. It means in this way, this is the wave function plot for ground state. Okay, so there is no node and this is symmetric, right? Now see, when n is equal to 2, when n is equal to E, when n is equal to 2, then the value of E will be equal to 4h square upon 8 ml square, right? And now see our plot, what will be its value? Then you can see here 2 minus 1, it means 1, number of nodes will be 1, so there will be 1 node in this way. Okay, so now we have to plot in this way. Okay, there is a node here and this hump is symmetric, sorry, this hump is anti-symmetric and this is symmetric, right? Similarly, if we are seeing the probability density, now we have to show here the probability density. So in this case, the probability density means this is the psi and this will be psi square, right? So this will be in this way. This is always positive. Okay, in this case, if we are seeing, then it will be in this manner. It is not anti-symmetric, right? So now see here, for n is equal to 3, when n is equal to 3, what is the value of energy? Energy will be equal to 9h square upon 8 ml square. And then see here the wave function, number of nodes will be 3 minus 1 equal to 2. It means there will be 2 nodes in this way, right? So now what we have to do? In this way, we have to make the plot, right? 2 nodes. This is anti-symmetric, these are symmetric, right? Now see here the probability density curve. This will always be in this way symmetric, right? Now see one more case. For n is equal to 4, E will be equal to 16h square upon 8 ml square, right? So here the number of nodes will be 3, 1, 2 and 3, right? So now in this manner, this will be okay. Similarly, if we are seeing the probability density curve, here also you should make this in this way. So now from this plot you can understand that as the energy increases, as the number of nodes is increasing, the energy is also increasing. And there are 2 types of wave function, one is symmetric and another is anti-symmetric, right? And here in this case, probability density case, in the first case, when value of n is equal to 1, you can see here the probability density is maximum at the midpoint and minimum at these points. But as the value of n increases, as the energy increases, this becomes more and more uniform and it is increasing towards the edges, right? Alright, now see the case of the particle in 2D box. In the case of particle in 2D box, it means when the particle is confined in a 2-dimensional box like a rectangle or it may be a square. There will be 2 axes, x-axis and y-axis to move. So in this case the wave function will be a combination of 2 wave functions, one for the psi x and another psi y. Now psi x will be equal to √2 upon Lx sin nx pi x upon Lx, right? And psi y will be equal to √2 upon Ly sin ny pi by upon Ly. In this way, here these nx and ny are the quantum numbers, okay, for the x direction and y direction, okay, and these Lx and Lys are the length in the two dimensions. Suppose then this is Lx and this will be Ly in this way, right? These are the two directions. Okay, now the total wave function will be the multiplication of these two. It means psi x and psi y in this way. Why? Because we know that these wave functions are multiplicative in nature. It means if we have to find out the total value of psi, then we have to multiply them, okay? And the energy is always additive in nature. It means if we have to find out the value of energy, then we have to do addition in this way, Ex plus Ey in this way, right? So for this we have to multiply the two functions. So the total value of psi for the 2D case will be equal to the multiplication of these two. Multiply it in, so it will be 2 into 2. It means 4 upon Lx Ly, right? And then sin nx pi x upon Lx. Here will be x term and here will be y term. So write here x and then sin ny pi by upon Ly and this y in this way. This will be the wave function, okay? So the total energy is now the addition of the Ex and Ey, energy in the x dimension and energy in the y dimension, okay? So put their values and now it will be equal to h square upon 8m nx square upon Lx square plus ny square upon Ly square in this way, right? Now when we have given the square, suppose this thing we have to find out for a square. This is for the rectangle when Lx is not equal to Ly, but in the case of a square we know that both the lengths are same, Lx is equal to Ly. So we can write here this as L, okay? This will be equal to L. So now the energy will be equal to h square upon 8ml square nx square plus ny square. Let's see the degeneracy in the 2D case. What is meant by degeneracy? Firstly know this thing. Degeneracy means when two levels have the same energy term, then they will occupy the same level. If both are having the same energy, then they will occupy, suppose these are the energy levels and this is one level, this is another level in this way, and two will have the same energy, suppose 1 and 2 and this 2 and 1. These both have the same energy, then they will occupy this level. So this state will be called the doubly degenerate state. It means the degeneracy here will be G will be equal to 2. It means there are two states having the same energy. This is the general meaning of the degeneracy, right? Now see here. What happens in the case of, in the 2D and 3D case, we will see the degeneracy. In 1D case, there will be no degeneracy because there is only one quantum number. So there will be only one state for each of the energy term. But in the 2D and 3D case, there are 2 and 3 quantum numbers. So there may be different cases. Suppose, firstly see here, for ground state. For ground state, when value of E is equal to 1, E1 is shown by the ground state. So value of N is here equal to 1. It means Nx is equal to 1 and Ny is also equal to 1. this can be shown in this way, 1 1, in this way, right? So E11 will be equal to H square upon 8 ml square, 1 square plus 1 square, in this way. So this will be equal to 2. So this value will be equal to 2H square upon 8 ml square. This is the ground state energy for the 2D case. Okay, this is the ground state energy or 0 point energy for the 2D case, right? And similarly, if we have to find out the energy of the first excited state, okay, here in this case, what can be the condition? One condition is this Nx is equal to 1 and Ny is 2. It means 1 2. Or another condition may be when this is 2 and this is 1, 2 1. In both the cases, what is the energy? Energy will be equal to H square upon 8 ml square, 1 square plus 2 square. It means this will be now 1 square means 1 and 4. 1 plus 4 means 5H square upon 8 ml square. This is the energy of first excited state, right? And this state will be now doubly degenerate. Why? Because there are two levels having the same energy. So this will be doubly degenerate state. Okay. Similarly, if we are seeing the third level, it means E3, second excited state. This state is 2 to 2. For this state, energy will be this will be equal to 8H square upon 8 ml square, right? In this way. So now if we have to make a chart for this, if we have to make a plot here, we can make the plot in this way. Here we have to show the energy levels. That will be, suppose we have E1 energy level, ground state. For ground state, the energy will be 2H square upon 8 ml square. So we can write it here, 2H square upon this level. Energy is 2H square upon 8 ml square, right? And what are the quantum numbers here for this? This state will be shown by 1 1. Okay, so this is non-degenerate state. It means there is only one state for this energy level. Okay, now see the another state, E2. As we have seen here, there are two possible numbers here, 1 2 and another is 2 1. Nx and Ny. This is Nx and Ny. Two different levels are having the same energy, and the energy is 5H square upon 8 ml square, right? So this state is doubly degenerate state, right? It means value of G is equal to T. So you can see here that for 2D box the degeneracy is 2. Okay. Similarly for E3 state, see here, the only state is 2 2. This will have the energy 8H square upon 8 ml square. This is non-degenerate state. And then E4 state, that will have the energy 10H square upon 8 ml square. Now if you will find out, you can find out these levels yourselves. You can do as I have done these. You can do yourselves. So you will find there are two levels. One is when Nx is 3 and Ny is 1. And another one is when value of Nx is 1 and Ny is equal to 3. So it is doubly degenerate. Similarly, if we are doing for E5, then the energy will be equal to 13H square upon 8 ml square. And here the level will be 2 3 and 3 2. In this way. Next level may be E6, and this will have the energy 17 h square upon 8 ml square. And this level will be when one quantum number is 4 and another one is 1. So this will also be doubly degenerate. In this way you can make a chart for the degeneracy, right? Alright, now we have to see the third and the last one case, that is particle confined in a 3D box. It means whenever a particle is confined to move within a 3-dimensional box like a cubic box, or where the lengths are not same, in such type of 3-dimensional box, the movement will also here be translational motion. And I have already made a video on the derivation of the particle in 3D box. If you want to see the derivation, you can watch that video. And also the degeneracy in details I have given in that video. You can watch that video, okay? Here I am giving just here the formulas for this. And we know here the psi will have 3 different values, psi x, psi y and psi z, because there are 3 dimensions. So value of psi x will be equal to root 2 upon Lx sin nx pi x upon Lx x. Similarly for psi y it will be equal to root 2 upon Ly sin ny pi y upon Ly y. Similarly for psi z it will be root 2 upon Lz sin nz pi z upon Lz z. And we know that this is multiplicative in nature. So when we have to find out the total value of psi, we have to just multiply them, psi x, psi y, psi z. So it will be equal to, multiplication of them will be equal to 8 Lx, Ly, Lz, right? And this will be sin nx pi x upon Lx x sin ny pi y Ly y times sin nz pi z upon Lz z. This will be the value of psi. Similarly, if we have to find out the value of total energy, then we know that total energy is additive in nature. So total energy is given by the sum of the all energies. It means Ex plus Ey plus Ez, and when we are adding them, then it will be equal to h square upon 8m nx square upon Lx square plus ny square upon Ly square plus nz square upon Lz square, in this way, right? And in the case of cubes, when we have given a cube, then we know this Lx will be equal to Ly and Ly will be equal to Lz, because all the dimensions are same, of the same length. So this will be equal to L. So for cubic box, if we have given a cubic box, then all lengths will be same. So our energy will be equal to h square upon 8 ml square nx square plus ny square plus nz square, right? So these are some formulas that you have to learn, you must have to learn, okay? Because this topic is very, very important. And one important thing here remaining is the degeneracy on the 3D box case, and that thing I have given in very much details in my video of the particle in 3D box. You can watch that video. Here I have given the full derivation and the degeneracy term. So I am giving you the link in the description box. You can watch that video and then remember these all formulas. In our next video we will solve various problems that had been asked in the CSIR NET and the GATE exam from this particle in 1D, 2D and 3D box. Thank you.